The only way you can stop Gannon from winning when he's 6 ahead is to make sure he doesn't get 6 ahead. They've already failed. Gannon's got a comfortable lead going into the final round. I look forward to an exciting round. I hope it's dramatic just for the sake of entertainment's sake, but I think it's a race for second place. Talking about guys who are in that conversation of the smoothest players. Evan Smith goes into the shot very methodical, has a very smooth reach back, very smooth follow through, yet somehow gets a lot of power, but it's controlled. And if you're making putts with all those other things, you're gonna be good at disc golf. And right now, Evan Smith is flying high.
Joey Buckets has a lot of momentum coming into this tournament. Obviously, he's playing great. But with a person like Gannon Buhr playing as good as he is and in front of him, he's going to have to get them all. Like, he's going to have to put a special round together just like Gannon did. A 13-14 under, that could possibly put a little pressure, and that's what he's going to have to do. Ricky Wysocki 7 back, not scary for Gannon, I don't believe. It would take a catastrophic meltdown, I think, from Gannon Buhr in order for him to have a chance. But second place, absolutely. And these guys are trying to get points kind of coming through in the playoffs. So those are important. Those could be a half stroke once you get to the tournament. I think in the final round, it's easy for guys chasing to get on a hot streak and get 5, 6, 7 in a row and make it close. But I think with a player like Gannon, the 7, 8 under is good enough.
I cannot imagine a scenario aside from him waking up on the wrong side of the bed or getting sick over the evening that's going to prevent him from walking away with this thing tomorrow. 4-round event, and we know what that means. Gannon Buhr wins. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to final round front nine coverage of the first playoff event of the 2024 Discrafts Green Mountain Championship, presented by BigBarri Commentary, or brought to you by BigBarri Commentary, that is. We made some bold predictions in last night's commentary.
Yes, we did.
And I have not seen coverage. I don't know who wins this thing. I kind of feel like we may have jinxed Gannon with all that talk, but I don't know. And I really do think this guy is playing the best disc golf over the stretch of the last month that maybe we've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a bold prediction. It's true. He just keeps winning everything. And he's got a big lead right now. Joey Buckets, he's that type of player that can kind of sneak in and get a lot in a row and then unassuming, and then all of a sudden he's right there. So let's see if he can do that. He's doing it with a lot of good play. Fairways hits, solid. Circle and putting, solid. Evan Smith, kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hitting fairways, getting to circle 2 in regulation.
And making the putt.
Well, making the putt from circle 1.
Yeah, well, I'm saying he's making a lot of putts. He made some big ones yesterday as well.
Yep.
I feel like there's kind of a rivalry brewing between Ricky Wysocki and Gannon Buhr, a rivalry that Gannon has dominated, but they seem to be on that final round lead card a bunch, and Ricky's usually the guy that's keeping Gannon honest coming down the stretch.
Well, not only that, but Ricky takes it personally. He wants that number 1 spot, and he's got the fire to kind of come after him, and keeping him honest is the right thing to say, because Ricky has 3 wins this year, and he's kind of put it to the field in the same way we're seeing Gannon kind of do it.
Let's give a great big welcome to Gannon Buhr.
All right, heading into the round, let's talk about it. The wind today is what we expect from Fox Run to keep this course from getting broken. Right now it looks calm, but I guarantee you throughout the day, the wind will be swirling. And that drive can't really be much straighter.
Nope, the only little, I guess, stump in the fairway, yeah. It's it.
Let's welcome Joseph Buckets.
Joseph Bucket back on the tee today.
I like that he stuck with it.
Yeah, dude. Me too.
A little chillier at this point in time. It does heat up.
Mm-hmm.
A little later in the round. This is...
Ooh,
oh, it's money.
So good. High speed flying like a mid-range.
What's mid-range?
Mid-range flying like a high speed mid-range.
Soft shot.
What do you got to admit? Joey Bucket, or Joseph Bucket, excuse me. It feels like everything he throws flies like a mid-range.
Really?
That is another exquisite drive.
Yeah, these guys, you can tell, are playing pretty dang good. Lead card, typically. That's the way it is.
Our lead foursome, stepping in from Scottsdale, Arizona. He is a 2-time world champion and a 5-time Green Mountain champion. Let's give a welcome to Ricky Wysocki.
5-time Green Mountain champion.
Successful.
Imagine getting 5 wins on the tour.
Imagine having 5
That's a career.
wins.
That's a career. He's got 5 here.
Just having 5 wins.
Exactly, on the tour. Like
I'm saying anywhere, Paul. You're looking at a specific event. I'm just saying 5 wins.
we're on the same page.
We're
100%.
saying the same thing.
Yep. I think we're just both mind blown by the fact.
Ricky's drive is, gosh, really close to everyone else's. From here, it's just a spike hyzer. You just want to miss these trees early and do that.
Hit every stump coming in. The first stump off the tee, the second stump coming in, and then bounce right up into the next stump.
You're not wrong.
Let's see if Gannon can get any stumps. He's got one here.
A little fast. Oh,
Stump.
are you kidding me?
He got the stump. He got the stump.
Are you freaking
wild.
serious? That is so dumb.
I jinxed him. Commentary jinx.
That is baffling.
He just got a warning
Gannon.
from Jeff Spring, too. Is a crazy thing. I'm just
That
kidding.
is not true. Let's not get the rumor mill started here.
Oh, no.
Evan throws
That's
a much
fine.
worse shot and is inbounds. I mean, not really. It wasn't a bad shot at all, but Gannon was under the basket.
You got to hit 3 stumps.
Yeah, you could probably say that right now. Gannon is a bit stumped.
Oh.
Sit down. Oh, the rope. Unable to stop the approach from going out of bounds. And now we've got 2 putts for par, 2 putts for birdie. Well, really 1 putt for birdie.
If this is the way the round's going to be, it's going to be electric. This so far is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was... Wow. No problem for Gannon.
It's a good putt. You missed that one with the guy parked in Ricky Wysocki. He's so far back. But then all of a sudden after 1, you're within 5. That's dangerous.
I think I can recall on one finger the amount of times this year where I felt like Gannon's game was kind of out of sorts. And like maybe his confidence was shaken a bit. Some reason, somehow,
Music
something was
City
going
Open,
on.
I'll say it. I remember.
Aside from that, I don't think I've ever seen a situation where I felt like I didn't believe Gannon was going to throw the perfect shot and then make the perfect putt.
Yeah.
Alden Harris, check in here on hole 2. Gets a little board slide off the rock. And call that one a pop shove it. Oh, nicely played there for Alden. Up to 3 here with Corey. That is a pretty line.
Yeah, just got to hit the brakes, and it does. That tree gets a lot of work over there on the left-hand side.
Didn't we check in with him on this hole 2 days ago? Doing that same thing.
Well, wherever we checked in, he was either making a big putt or just absolutely pinning it. Oh.
Isaac overturns with a 3-for-3 start, but it looks like it's going to hyzer back in bounds, and it does. That can get scary, though. Really where hole 4 gets problematic is early problems off the tee.
In such a good spot, he can go hyzer putter, and he just puts a dot on it.
Hey, does he stick the island? Yeah, up on the high grass.
Oh, 4 for 4. Talk to me about that, Jerm. How was the conditions in order to get that good?
I feel like when you're playing pretty well, you can go 4 for 4 so quick on this course. And then when you're not playing well, you can be 2 over through 4 and then just wonder, how am I 6 back of just the smallest little differences in your throw? But certainly, I mean, with the conditions today, the wind isn't so present on those first 4. It is a bit on 4, obviously. But yeah, you'd like to be a couple under getting to the 5th hole where things start to get interesting. Oh no, Evan's going to roll out of bounds. Is it?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's safe.
He's right. Yeah.
Okay, so it's farther up the fairway. But I mean, essentially that serves as an out of bounds stroke. He is going to be in jail.
We'll see. We'll see. A little short. Gonna have to earn it. I like that for Rick. If he can knock a long one down, you just watch any of his 1,000 interviews.
Exactly.
Momentum.
Yeah,
That's what he preaches.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, that's
No
the
stump this time.
The Buckster with a nice little turn on it. That's so good. All right, you're saying this guy's OB. I just feel like this hole's too short.
You may be right. But I mean, obviously, kicking backwards into a row of trees is not ideal. That Evan will guard it.
Yeah, stop, actually.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Actually, stop, because Rick's about to put this one up. Oh.
That's a good putt.
Yeah.
Elevated
It kind of
basket.
came in left to right almost. That was a little bizarre. It's not his normal putt right there.
A little more nose down
Yeah.
as well. It was kind of he wheeled that one in there, and Joseph it in for the birdie. That was a great approach from Evan.
Yeah.
I was
going to have to tap in for, what is that, a par?
You want me to say you're right?
No,
Is
no,
that what
no,
you want?
No.
I was wrong. I got to, I did the Fly Mart the night before.
Let's go back.
And while I was out there vending, I got to see Evan Smith out there on the course by himself practicing hole 18. And it was just, one of those moments where you talk about people who, the first one into the gym, the last one out, the guy who goes back and shoots free throws after the game's over. It felt like one of those moments. And I know a lot of players are doing that. They go back and wherever they are, they'll do their practice putting. But seeing Evan out there really showed me that determination that's really got him to this point. And so looking forward to him playing well today. Hole 3, par 3, 300. Straight up and over the hill. Basket's blind from the tee, so you just got to really put the brakes on once you make that narrow gap off the tee. There is OB on that right side. If you get an early kick, you can find some early problems.
Big shot right here for anybody on this card. If you can just lace it, this looks laced.
Oof. Oh, little stumpy, little rooty.
But that to the card, that looks really good.
That puts a little pressure.
Yep. Just throws darts, man. Just better.
At every part of the game.
Wow. I mean, there's this shot is flawless.
Just trying to find teaching points from it. Like how do I personally learn from it? how do others see this and say, oh, I want to take this part of Gannon's throw and work on that? And there's so many parts that are just perfectly clean. It really is hard to spot one thing.
Well, one of the things that's amazing about his game is
He's
been getting these.
go.
Hadn't he?
Yeah.
He gets these little kicks here and
Hole
there.
14 yesterday was an all-timer. And then he made it up with the putt. He made it really cool with the big 70-footer. But, yeah, that was another nice one.
But Gannon was always hard on himself with the putter up shot. And now I'm seeing him throw putter on
these
shots
are
like
good.
this over and over and over again. And he doesn't shy away. He would always throw the flex sidearm inside 150 feet.
Scary putt for Rick. Oh, let's go, Rick. Great start. 2 big putts in a row on 2 and 3. Yeah, if you're the entire pro field, the last thing you need to see is Gannon taking the smallest little things that he's not great at and working on them and getting better at them. And it sounds like that's what he's doing with the putter shot. Damn, star frame here on 3 is pretty sick.
Like if you were to break his game down right now, what do you think his biggest flaw is? You see him all the time. Obviously every week that there's ever been coverage, we watch him. And you have to commentate.
I think the biggest flaw right now is on his straddle putts, and he locks his knees, and I think that he might faint.
He could pass out.
He could pass out. That's the only.
I mean,
thing
that's a scary situation every time it happens.
I think we're grasping at straws here. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. After this break, maybe you can.
My buddies and I just helped grow the global disc golf community. Check it out. We got our favorite shirts at Quirky Goodies, and a percentage of the sales proceeds go to the Paul Macbeth Foundation. They build great disc golf courses all around the world. I picked up 3 shirts for myself. This one's my favorite. Hey, if you're like me and you're always looking for a discount code, use this one, JomezPro 15. That'll give you 15% off. QuirkyGoodies.com. Buy a shirt, make a difference.
All right, what do you have for me?
I think one of his biggest strengths at some points can be his detriment, trying to force the Anheuser flex shot on a lot of holes that don't really call for it. And that's his biggest strength, though. You got to stick with a game plan. And so it's a tough thing. Like you said, we're grasping at straws. But from my eye, I would like to see like a better shot selection. And that's maybe could be 1 or 2 strokes better. And I don't want him to hear this because then it goes from
He might be the first
16 strokes around to 24,
Ricky really trusting the stability here. As long as this doesn't get totally hemmed up. Yeesh, that's going to take some stretchy Wysocki to get an approach shot from that lie.
But I do think the tour really sets up for the flex shot, and I think that's why he's having a lot of success right now. I mean, look at this shot.
Yeah, sure. A lot of the high shots that you just want to keep in the fairway, if you can put it off to the right a little bit and let it crash left, it generally doesn't skip. It
exactly. Ground play is gone.
I remember last year at the Pro Tour Championships in Nevin, as Joseph Anderson lines up his tee shot, that he was really working on the hyzer flip game. And he threw some good hyzer flips, and he kept saying, I'm a hyzer flip guy now. But maybe that is his biggest weakness right now, is that if he needs to be in the woods, can he play a whole tournament with the hyzer flip strategy as opposed to the Anheuser? Something to pay attention to when we have the Pro Tour Championships in Nevin in a few weeks.
This is really nosed up, but I think it's a mid-range or a putter, and it's going to be okay.
I like the play.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Because his forehand's so big, he just, as long as he's in the grass, bombs away.
Like for buckets, for example, I never see him try anything that is out of his element. Ever.
It's like a younger, maybe better backhand throwing Nate Sexton.
Yeah, he's just the complete package and doesn't go outside of that.
Right. Nice little sweep there with Evan's forehand, and that is pretty great.
This is high level of execution. If he can somehow get this to turn and flex.
It's a pretty great shot from back there. Comes up short, but Ricky's putt's been dialed in so far.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Eagle the other day just get 5 in a row from outside the circle, and Ricky's going to be facing that right here. 3 in a row. Circle's edge. Gannon pops a little dart. I mean, just really makes it easy.
This hole should be fairly easy as long as you get clean off the tee. Yeah, Rick's dialed in. Rick's dialed in, guys. 4 for 4. There you go.
To me, it's a bummer that he's 7 back because Ricky...
6 back now.
No, to start the round.
Yes.
Because this guy is the one. And I don't care how good Gannon will ever get. There's no level that he can get to where there won't be a little fear from Ricky. Ricky's earned that. He's earned that over the last few years.
Ricky started putting fear into players when Gannon was 3 years old.
No, he's watched him the whole time. Right.
Yeah, he's been...
Like, we talk about it, and so we make it real as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. And these guys who learn and watch, they watch him track people down, and they're just like, oh, yeah. And then he's had to experience it, you know?
It's like new NBA players coming in and then trying to go up and contest LeBron James.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, man, I had your poster in my room when I was in elementary school, and I just want to say it's an honor to meet you.
Yeah.
That's what Gannon's doing now with Wysocki and Macbeth and, you know, with you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's 6 back, and he's perfect.
Yeah.
And there's other people who are really close, and they are the ones that need to apply the pressure right now.
Well, another charitable moment on behalf of Jomez and our lead card, sending $50 to the Edge Foundation. 2 holes in a row, they've done that.
100 buckarooskies?
Please join our Patreon. Ricky going down the middle.
Inside, does it get around?
Does not.
No.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, no, I'm kidding.
It's safe. That's great. And it's not on the other side. That's good.
It looks like we have a tailwind today. Much earlier, it was a left to right tailwind, but this is a pretty decent win for the high stall play. But Gannon actually changes his play, goes down the middle.
Same result. Gets a little farther. Maybe he's underneath the bridge.
Interesting read on the wind there for Gannon. I figured the tailwind would be a good wind for his high play, but I guess doesn't want to go long OB.
Yeah, I guess if I were to play what Gannon's
seen this before
is the flex play with that type of wind high or even a stall hyzer wants to drop in that tailwind, and that's those branches are super high, you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, he's such a smart player too. It's not just the physical execution, the mental part is stout. This looks really good.
Oh my goodness.
My God, Evan almost
let him in.
Oh wow.
What's going on?
And look at that. Starts it at that perfect angle where it is going to make the gap no matter what.
Look at this bounce.
Oh.
Boing. Dink. Oh.
Wow.
How does a disc gain that much speed on a roll after all that? Come on.
Pretty.
Physics, you're not right.
Yeah.
You're a phony.
That was inches from one of the coolest aces you'd ever see.
Ever.
This hole is diabolical and never, ever aced. Ricky ain't laying up.
Sit. Don't.
Ricky wish he laid up. No, he's
Here's
fine.
what's crazy. He knows he has to make that.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Like, typically, nobody runs that.
It's just they've rolled. It's what they do.
Yeah.
They either go in the basket or they roll. Or you could be...
Maybe
well, they
that
roll.
rolls. Yeah, they roll.
I was going to say you could be a bucket.
Oh,
But
leaner? Bucket's leaning on the bucket, kind of.
Gannon?
Gannon, don't be crazy.
No.
If I'm Gannon there, I'm throwing a missile at that bad boy.
Yeah, a little sidearm piece, a little 2-piece McNugget.
You got a tie-dye guy back there.
You can't afford to lay up with this big lead.
No.
Evan, what a birdie. There you go. taking a stroke away.
He's 4 through 5. And
Okay.
so he's only 5 back.
Ricky don't care about no roll away.
So not to throw disrespect at Evan or anybody on this card, but there has to be an equivalent when we're talking about these people, and the viewers have to know it too, right? Evan being, let's say, 3 back. What's the equivalent
Of how many Ricky is back?
Yeah. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like maybe 5.
Do you think
Yeah.
that Ricky's, I keep going over this, but it's true. Ricky's intimidation factor, does that add an extra stroke to hit on his behalf?
I think for Gannon Buhr's sake, I think Ricky Wysocki being 2 back is just as scary, if not scarier, than him and Evan Smith being tied.
Okay. See, that's my point. So
That-
2 strokes.
right,
So it's
there's-
2 strokes.
It's something like that.
And
yeah.
that's, I think, that's something maybe the viewers have never heard before, being a player, that there is an added extra pressure that he'll take those strokes from you with what he applies, which is...
I have never been as good as Gannon Buhr is now, and I never will be, obviously.
No.
But I had Ricky Wysocki one time. Shush. I had Ricky Wysocki by 9 strokes with 18 holes to go, and I was scared of him catching me. And you know what he did? He caught me and beat me in a playoff.
Yeah. I mean, we all have those stories. I had him by 2 shots on the last hole. He threw it in from 180 feet.
Oh, yeah, in the playoff.
Yep. Timing.
Oh, yeah. Evan Smith parks it. Ricky Wysocki parks it.
Yep.
And Joey Buckets parks it. And Gannon Buhr parks it.
Yeah.
That's
Nice
my
call.
prediction.
Good call.
Very chatty round so far, but there's a lot to talk about here. I mean, we're seeing some greatness, and trying to break it down and understand it, I think, is a big part of the viewing process. And
Absolutely.
at least it is for me.
Now, also, Evan is not a proven winner. That comes into effect with your mental and everything. Joey Buckets might get a half stroke compared to, you know what I mean? Like all those things kind of go in to
almost anyone besides Gannon, though, you know?
Oh, no. You got to be the top
Yeah.
in order for
Good
him
putt.
to feel your presence. Even though these guys are birdieing, you know what I mean? They're birdieing. They have that. That's what we're trying to explain what's really going on this lead card, because it's a little cat and mouse mental game. You're battling your own thoughts. You're battling the pressure that's applied from the other players and the pressure that you're applying.
Gannon's only miss. Well, he did miss hole 5.
Yeah.
But really, that's his only miss. Hole 1 was not a miss.
No.
Another $50. That hole 6 shouldn't even count. I mean, that just shouldn't even count.
This guy doesn't enjoy charity. Everybody. Wide hyzer. I love this play. Play it to the left.
A lot of trust there for Corey. That's probably around 40.
Good call.
Yeah, it's around 40 feet. And that's right in the middle. It's now 0 feet away from the basket.
Putt looks good this week, doesn't it?
Man, a par on 1, a double bogey on 5, and everything else greened out so far for Corey. And these points, I mean, let's talk about the playoffs a bit here. 150%, 150 points for the winner this week. Those points trickle down.
Yeah. Hey, the Power Disc Golf Academy has a shout out for Jonathan Mulder. Jonathan used Ezra and Simon's lessons to increase his distance by 50 feet. He used my putting lessons to increase his C1 percentage by 25 or 30%. His confidence is way up. His improvements have allowed him to win his first tournament. Congrats to Jonathan. Keep going. If you want to improve your game, scan the QR code and use the promo code DGPT for an exclusive discount.
Seeing Corey and checking in with players who are on Chase Card and whatnot. I mean, this is big. You know, we were talking to Isaac Robinson during the practice round.
Yeah.
And he was talking about what do the points mean to him. And it's, you know, I was thinking about the playoffs, and I was thinking about the championship, but it also has to do with next year's All-Star. whether you're a first card all-star or a second card all-star. So there's a lot of players out here competing for other things that aren't going to take place in the 2024 season.
Never thought about that.
Playoffs weren't a thing when we were doing our thing.
Yeah, I mean, all-star things weren't a thing either.
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be cool to make one of those. A little all-star performance like I have.
Did you?
Well, things happen here and there. I don't know. Ricky throwing a little. Oh, that's not little. And that needs to get down.
Oh,
And it's
I don't
getting
think there's
down.
any problem
Oh
with
my
that
God.
whatsoever.
That angle. Jerm, let's talk about that.
Okay.
A typical angle from any other player matching what Ricky just did, that's short. That takes a ton of power.
Yeah, he's probably going felon or some. I know that the disc's on the screen for you guys. It's not for us, but I don't know if he's going high speed or not.
How far is it for a high speed?
Ooh, this is pushing right. This is going to stay out of bounds. Gannon's going to be out, and that's going to be early too. That's going to be. This is going to take a big second, or well, technically his third shot to get back into position just to save the par. There is an opportunity now for Ricky and for the rest of the card to take a couple strokes here on Gannon if he doesn't do his work on this next shot.
Joey, 4 through 6, hanging in there, tied for second. Smart. Place one in. Gannon just went out of bounds. This is a potential 7. The next shot doesn't go anywhere near it. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, 7 comes up quick on this hole when you make this is the only way to do it. Make this mistake.
Hole 7 is a brutal one. I mean, this is the hole where you can take double bogeys.
He goes full sends.
And that's right into the bubble. That's
so good. Wow, that's far because
that's
he's
inside
back.
400 to the pin from there. So a good chance to save the par for Gannon now after that great shot. And he risks a lot by going big there.
He does. Both times.
I want to see if anyone did it today. I thought with the wind was perfect today if somebody wanted to get real crazy like and go for the 3. I'm just checking statistics to see if I have anything to announce.
Joey going with the sidearm, so he's going to be playing this pretty short. Ooh, that's pulled.
It is. I think it's going to get back. Yeah, it's back actually pretty comfortably. That'll be back there in the, I don't know, the mid to low 400s, probably in the 430 range. Now, Ricky with the safe tee shot, really he's not far enough to go for the pin, so this just sets up an easier setup shot to get down to the pin on his 3rd. And goes putter right down the middle. Perfect shot.
I wanted to see him kind of go after it. Can't do it with Gannon OB, though. Joey thinking the same thing.
Right.
It's drop a dot on it, and he does. Great shot.
Yeah, you can't risk doing something silly and not getting the stroke that Gannon gave you off the tee. That's right. Put this one right at 410. This is a bit wide here for Gannon. Okay.
Really wide. Okay.
Deep C2 for the par. Well, at least mid C2, but yeah, that's not a good approach.
And this green is also pretty swirly with the wind. You start getting over in this area of the course and the wind picks up.
Evan, a good width, good height, good result. Opportunity for him to grab at least a stroke. And you can see Ricky's shirt moving in the wind.
Go! Let's go!
Okay, you can hear Fern out there in his support.
Haven't seen a red on the scorecard in a while.
You're about to.
Ooh, Yeah. Never the right height either. Didn't look promising.
Hard to get the height right on this basket in the wind.
Yeah.
It's I want to say you're risking too much, but it's hard to predict what it's going to do at that range. So Evan does grab 2 strokes.
Within 4 at this point. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I didn't see. Was Gannon at 39 to start the hole?
He's at 38.
Oh, 30, he's at 38. Oh, Joseph.
Joey.
So, yeah, Gannon's going to go to 37, so that actually means that Evan's within 3.
Things are getting tight.
Yeah, that's an interesting situation, and Ricky Wysocki's now...
Oh, and there it is. You see the fist pump?
We've
that's
seen
a
this.
tap-in.
We've seen this happen before. Gannon looks cool, calm, and collected there on the bogey tap out. So things get a little spicy there. Gosh, that's a tough putt to miss there for Joseph. Still gets a stroke on the leader. But that's the second short putt we've seen him. And those are the only 2 putts we've seen him that he's missed all tournament. Through 4 rounds. The short one he missed on 2 yesterday. And that opportunity right there on 7.
Yeah, his little problem spot, unfortunately, is about that 18-footer.
But
Happens.
man, he does make up for it in big ways, though, man. Goodness gracious, he has been so solid. Hole 8, uphill par 3, 415. If the wind continues to be a headwind, and especially a right-to-left headwind, this is going to be a real tricky bugger to get on the big high anhyzer. Out of bounds does come and play on that right side as well as long.
Goes with the big
That's
and that's gonna
Gonna
just
roll up. Well, may land flat. Yeah, it's gonna roll a little bit.
okay. That's fine though. And Gannon's been laying this one up, so this is another opportunity. I feel like for the rest of the card.
It's good height, good turn.
Is it pan? Oh, he
The
likes
clap.
it.
The clap
Oh,
means
well, then we don't have to.
don't watch it.
Yeah, don't have to worry about it.
Don't
Oh,
watch
he
it.
just punch Fern. Oh, poor Fern's. Oh, he's pumped. All of a sudden.
Maybe Fern punched Ricky.
Yeah, this is new.
Did you ever think of
story.
that?
I did. Now you mentioned it. I don't want to be punched at all by those guys.
Joseph comes up just a bit short with the forehand. No, of course it's a layup play.
Oh, and there's the layup again.
Oh.
I don't understand this, but it's his game plan, and I like his game plans.
Yeah, we can only question it so much. It's just he loves the anhyzer angle out of the hand.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like such an advantage for him.
Well, he's just like, I'm not losing a stroke here, and for some reason he don't like it, and because of that, I love that.
Got to know yourself.
Oh, get your foot off that disc, Bubba.
Oh, buddy.
Oh my.
Oh, buddy.
My.
That was quite saucy. Do you remember the footwork issues that Nico Locastro used to have back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, before there was this quote unquote sheet of paper rule when you had to mark your lie behind your disc or your mini. You had to be in a straight line from the basket through the center of your disc or through the center of your mini. And if you didn't have a supporting point, then you were out of line and it was a football. Nico was playing the sheet of paper rule years before that was actually a rule. In fact, sometimes his foot was just blatantly in front of the disc, and it's like he was so oblivious he had no clue.
Yep.
It just reminded me of that right there. Big stroke right there for Wysocki.
Three fist pumps. Let's count the fist pumps coming out. That's 3, 1 on the... you get to 5. It's time to call an ambulance.
Ricky Wysocki is now tied for second place. And work done so far in the front 9, and we're only 8 holes in.
3 back, going into 9. 9 is a big time hole too. If he can imagine if he just parks this next hole. all of a sudden,
If he parks the next hole, all of a sudden we have to go back to the intro. We're going to have to retake it because all of a sudden those words are meaningless. The back 9 becomes just a match play event for the next 9 holes. And Evan Smith, who is tied for second place, we can't just discount him. Obviously, it's not fair to.
No.
But with the battles that Ricky and Gannon have had so far this year, the history's there. And at some point, Ricky's going to win one of these races to the finish line. But man, this is getting real interesting. Huge tee shot right now.
And this guy get down, Jerm.
Yeah, this is heading pretty far left. It can bank up the hill and roll. Okay, and it does. It does in a big way. What a shot.
See if Evan can answer.
Gets this thing
I like it.
flattening out a bit more. This one probably won't bank up the hill and roll. It might a little bit.
Still a good spot. We've seen a couple makes from there.
It's usually those ones that are kind of crashing into that left side that get that extra bit of roll. I really wish I was a bucket throwing this hole. The way he throws these driver lines, it's just, the disc is going to come in flat.
Yeah,
it's going to come in flat, and it's going to be a predictable distance and aim.
I think that's right where he's aiming.
It probably was exactly within a 5-foot radius. All right, if it was a big shot for these other guys, it's certainly a big shot for our leader.
Looks perfect to me. From what he's trying to do, I think.
Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. So good old-fashioned putt-off from C2 for 3 of them, and Ricky with the nice rolls inside C1. This would make up for the miss on 7, in my opinion. Okay. You can stop that.
Jeez. A little aggressive.
Springboard koozie.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, activated. Oh, he liked it. I
He
think.
thought he made it. I think you're right.
I think he liked that. I think he was ready to walk in and salute the crowd. I think we'll be able to tell from this putt whether Gannon's feeling pressure.
He's not that type of guy. Oh, and now there's a little fist pump. Nice.
Wonder where he learned that
I
trick
would never fist pump Ricky. I would just be like, yes, thank you, thank you.
Oh, sorry that went in.
Yeah.
I know I'm still in your way from winning, so sorry. That's a big putt.
Yep.
That's a big putt. 4 under front 9 with an absolute bogus roll on hole 1. What a front 9.
Oh, that's
my
2. That's
goodness.
3. Oh, my goodness. The fist pumps are flying, and I'm here for it, baby. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
This is what I'm talking about. I would have loved to see Evan make his. He thought he made it.
Yeah, that's a good
Means
putt
he's
from
kinda
Joseph.
dialed, yeah.
Ricky is gone from 4th place to solo 2nd with an 8 under front 9 performance. That is vintage Wysocki. Let's check in with the rest of the course here. Let's go with Corey Ellis here on 11.
Yep, points matter.
Slow down.
I think
Okay.
Corey currently is around 39th to 40th in the tour standings.
Is it that far down?
So this is an important stretch for him, yes.
Yeah, he's trying to get into top 32.
And same goes with this guy. If he can hold on to like top 5, top 3, he's going to be right around there too, to where maybe a top 10 gets him in next week. So big time.
Every shot matters
Yep,
so much.
Big time rounds for these guys.
I like the width here for Alden. Good forehand approach. It's the skinnier line. More trees in the way, but it's also more natural flight to the pin. Corey also trying to get through the back door there and, yeah, get a little piece of that bucket.
With a double. Corey's putting together something.
And a birdie for Alden. That gets him to 33. Well, that was a interesting front nine.
I mean, you couldn't ask for more.
Yeah,
Gannon
seriously,
doing
this
what
is
he
it.
has to do. He's 4 under through 9 holes. We said 7, 6, 8 under. Gonna do it for him. He's doing what he has to do. And then Evan and Ricky are doing what they have to do as well to put any sort of pressure on this guy. Within 3 going into the back 9, you gotta like it if you're Ricky and you're Evan. You gotta like it being 4 back.
You
Obviously,
gotta like
Evan.
it if you're a fan of disc golf.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I mean, I do peruse comments, and I've been seeing it's just boring seeing Gannon throw a perfect shot after perfect shot. Well, it's only boring if he's winning by 15, but he ain't winning by 15 right now.
No.
He still has a lead, very comfortable player in that position. But this is going to be a fun little race. 9 holes to go, potentially more. I don't want to say that it's going to end in 9, but it's going to be a fun final 9 of our first playoff event. Come back in just a bit, and let's see how this thing finishes out.